Under the guidance of legendary coach Ray Longo, the Serra Longo Fight Team and Law MMA Gym has produced a string of UFC champions over the last 3 decades. Starting with the iconic Matt Serra win in 2007, Chris Weidman in 2016, and the current bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling, this small team from Long Island has made a huge impact on the UFC. To find out more about the history of this decorated team, we head to New York for this edition of Battlegrounds.
This is a force to be reckoned with.
They really do have a blueprint over there in New York.
All these guys bring it no matter what.
When I see a guy, I look at the attributes he has and I think, how can I enhance those attributes?
Great Serra Longo team.
Serra buckles St. Pierre. Oh, he got hit. Oh, he hurt with a right hand. Come on, let's finish it now.
Well, you could hear Ray Longo throw the body huge right to Tadakov.
Somebody once told me I'm probably the only guy who had a champ in his 40s, his 50s, and his 60s. That's where my comfort zone is, really helping people and watching them succeed.
The belt remains on Long Island.
I actually started my first gym in the 80s. It was a Jeet Kune Do school. So it was a blend of styles. We did a lot of weapons training. We did boxing, kickboxing. My philosophy always was, whoever has the superior mix of attributes will walk out of there a winner. Until Gracie Jiu-Jitsu hit on the floor, there really was no MMA. I get a call from a martial art instructor in California. He says, hey, there's a guy coming to New York, teaching Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Get with the guy. A year from today, you'll be way ahead of everybody.
I first met Ray Longo when I was 17 years old. Back then, in the 90s, there was only 2 places in the whole East Coast to learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I happened to run into Ray in that Jiu-Jitsu class, and because we were both from Long Island, he's like, look, you want some more days to get some more training in, you could use my mats at my school. And that's how we started to become friends.
This kid was an absolute phenom. Any local tournament there was, he won. He just was running through everybody.
Weighing in at 168 pounds, fighting out of Long Island, New York, please welcome Matt the Terror Serra.
Matt's first fight in the UFC was against Shoney Carter. At that point, I was training him.
And Serra, his debut.
We know how that fight turned out. Man, he could have got rid of me, man. All the criticism that came, did you do this, or you're boxing, did you do that? He could have easily said, I'm getting somebody else. Because he did that, I would do anything for the guy.
I stayed with Ray, because I knew Ray knew his stuff. I believed in Ray Longo, and he believed in me, and it led to phenomenal things.
Matt the Terror Serra!
Getting ready for the GSP fight, Longo felt we had like an ace up our sleeves. When I was landing, he was telling me, Matt, you're hurting guys with 16-ounce gloves on. What would happen if you hit George with these 4-ounce gloves? You're gonna put him out.
Welterweight championship is on the line. Matt Serra has been telling us the last few days, get ready for me to shock the world.
He was seizing the opportunity. He had absolutely nothing to lose. That's the way he looked at it. Nothing was gonna stop us. Serra's striking was just starting to come into its own. The game plan was never to go to the floor.
Let's get it on! Come on!
Will tonight be the defining moment of Matt Serra's career? Serra buckles St. Pierre. St. Pierre down again. Serra's trying to upset St. Pierre. It is over. Serra is the new welterweight champion of the world.
That was incredible.
Matt the Terror!
Ray, how proud are you of Matt right now?
I couldn't be proud of a guy. All I wanted to do was believe in himself and just fight the way he spars. He fought better than
that point, our friendship was really getting stronger and stronger, and, you know, we decided to have a fight team, and I couldn't find a better guy to team up with. I mean, great fighter, unbelievable jiu-jitsu, understands fighting just as good as anybody else, if not better. So that's what happened. People would come to my school for the striking, they'd go to his school for the jiu-jitsu.
All right, this ain't power MMA, get in there. Huh? Longo be sipping his coffee, walking with his outside shoes on the mats.
I remember I was coaching sparring. Weidman walks in. He introduces himself. Just big, strapping, athletic kid. I just took a liking to him right away. I always relied on other people for the wrestling, but when I saw this guy wrestling, it was a difference. Like, right away I go, this guy's good.
I get to Longo's gym, and within 6 months of being there, I had my first professional fight. He believed in me more than I probably even believed in myself.
This is where Weidman is most dangerous here. He can take your back or he can submit you from this position.
Standing guillotine, trying to lock it in. It's all over!
And a big elbow inside. They landed a shot. That Munoz is out. He rocked him on the way out. He is out.
Chris Weidman with a huge knockout of Mark Munoz.
So we get the Silva fight. Now we got a guy already, like, established, highlight reel from hell. I mean, he's embarrassing people in there. His mantra was that he was a bad matchup for Anderson Silva, and he had a really great vision for what he could do in the octagon. That fight starts, Chris takes Anderson Silva down.
And he's got him down, very nicely done. Weidman is a special kind of beast, and he's trying to pour it on here.
He went for a leg lock, allowed Anderson Silva to get back up again.
Interesting start.
Anderson's trying to intimidate him.
Oh, wow. Interesting. Again. Wow, big shots there by Weidman.
Part of the focus for that training, even mentally, was not to get hooked into his antics.
This is not what Weidman wants to do. He does not want to get in a kickboxing bout for his ego. He landed that one.
He starts messing with him again. He's waving him on.
Wow, this is crazy.
At that point, I'm getting emotional in the fight. I'm aggravated. Almost like we're in a street fight.
Oh, he just kissed him.
So I sat down. I'm trying to catch my breath and get my mentality strong for that next round. And I just remember him just going,
I want you to punch a hole in this chest. That's what I want. Everything else is good. Don't get careless. You're looking good.
and just like his energy and everything, it just amped me up.
Round two.
Chris threw a weird combo, and he ended up hitting him with a left hook. He just believed in me so much, and he knew I was just a really bad matchup for Anderson Silva.
Champion of the world, Chris Weidman!
Once I became champion, I had money. I was like, let's do this right. Let's have a real gym.
So I basically said, why don't you just take this gym over? We could build on it. I figured that was just the best move to make.
So I just put the money in it to try and make a nice gym for myself and for Longo and just for all the guys who want to train martial arts on Long Island. Just give them a good spot to be able to train.
You know, Aljamain Sterling, when I first saw him, was definitely a super talented guy. You could see he was a student of the game for sure.
Yes, Aljo. That look of terror on your face is what I want to see.
When I saw the camaraderie, having fun, making jokes, kind of like snapping on each other, I was like, this is my fit right here. I need this. This is what I love. This is the way I grew up.
The Funk Master, Aljamain Sterling, one of the brightest at 135 pounds, high ceiling, fights out of Serra Longo in Long Island.
I wanted to be with a team that was trying to push the fighters to be the best version of themselves, and I found that with these guys.
I love you, baby. Come on, this is your night, man. You earned it. Let's do it.
My first fight with Piotr Jan, it was a tough outing.
That's illegal.
His knee was down. This fight's got to be called. The fight's over.
That's it. And that is it.
The end of that fight is a total disaster. I didn't think Aljo wanted to win like that. I wanted him to win that title the right way. I know it would be more rewarding for him, and it would make it even that much better.
All right, so here is the UFC bantamweight champion, Aljamain Sterling, making the first defense of his title against the last man he faced, Petr Yan, of course, a year ago in UFC 259.
Aljo, show me that Aljo we seen the last 6 weeks, baby. Let's go, baby.
Listening to Ray, it gave me a lot more confidence going in. Like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do exactly what we said we were gonna do and show that I am who I say I am. I think it was round 2 going into round 3. As I'm looking at Yan, I got my hands up and I'm kind of circling, looking at the crowd and just kind of like playing up a little showmanship.
Oh, Aljo, look at him, look at him, look at the
And then Matt comes in and he goes, 5 more minutes.
That's what I'm talking about. We got 5 more minutes.
It's just like that loud energy. It's kind of like, it shows in those fights. It shows in between the rounds. It shows that they care.
Oh my goodness. Aljamain Sterling. He said it was going to be a different fight.
It sure is.
It's a different fight.
Aljamain Sterling!
I'm at the point now I'm just content where I am. I'm happy. I don't really need anything. Everything is icing on the cake at this point. We got some really good young guys coming up for Vola. You got Marab.
Oh, he hurt with a right hand.
So really, right now, moving forward, I mean, I still feel good, but, you know, I've taken like a different role, more of like an overseer maybe. I'm not as hands-on as I was, but the tradition and the values that we set up will continue to go forward.
I'm lucky to have him. He's the best coach in the world. I really believe that. I look up to him a lot. Like, he's just a great human being.
One thing I know for certain is I want to always have these guys in my life, people that actually care about you, you know, that family-oriented feeling.
There's no way I'd be able to do what I've done in this sport and in life without the great Ray Longo.
It's not about breeding champions in the UFC, it's about breeding champions in life. You know, a good coach can change a fight, a great coach can change a lifetime. I walk away from this sport tomorrow, I'm totally satisfied with my contribution I made.